That ass kicking that we saw last night in Boston, Massachusetts. The Celtics opened game one and sent a message to the Dallas Mavericks about who they are in this championship series. The game featured the return of Kristaps Porzingis, who came off the bench to spark Boston, scoring 18 of his 20 points in the first half. Jaylen Brown set the tone and led the Celtics with 22 points, while Jason Tatum added 16 points en route to a 107-89 beatdown of the Dallas Mavericks, okay? Here's the deal. I'm looking at it from this perspective. I got the Dallas Mavericks winning this series. Let me just put myself on Front Street. I swear to Lord, I wish I could change my mind right now. I'm not going to do it, but I damn near want to. For one reason and one reason only: Kristaps Porzingis. Yes, Jason Tatum set the tone. He was hitting shots, he was attacking the basket, had a spectacular dunk, had a big-time block of Kyrie Irving. I get that. Jason Tatum didn't need to do much last night because the Boston Celtics had 7 different dudes that hit 2 or more three-pointers in this game, which was an NBA Finals record. You don't see that. Of their 16 three-pointers, divided by 7 different dudes that hit three-pointers. So everybody was hitting 2 three-pointers. We got to take that into consideration. It's not about that. Everything changed the moment Kristaps Porzingis came into the game, through a roaring ovation, by the way. He's 7'3", y'all. So he's going to cause problems defensively. When you're driving to the lane, Kyrie Irving, when you're driving to the lane, all right, Derrick Jones, when you're driving to the lane, P.J. Washington, Kristaps Porzingis is going to be there because he's 7'3". So that's problematic in and of itself. Here's where it gets worse. Porzingis hit 3s. Plus he hit 2s, posting dudes all over the place, shoving them aside and shooting turnaround jump shots. And on top of it all, when he wasn't doing that, you know what he was doing? Blocking shots. And he was helping out on defense, which caused some problems for not only the players that I mentioned, but for Luka Doncic as well. And so I look at it from that standpoint, and I said at the beginning of the season, before it even started, if Kristaps Porzingis and the Boston Celtics are healthy, they win the championship. I picked the Mavs to win this series because Kristaps Porzingis wasn't supposed to be healthy. They said he had an injury similar to that of Kevin Durant, where it was a calf injury, it was irritated, and then ultimately he came back after weeks and Kevin Durant tore his Achilles. So I said, you know what? He wasn't a strong lateral mover to begin with. Boston isn't the greatest pick-and-roll defense to begin with. You put Kristaps Porzingis in those situations with Luka and Kyrie, it could be a problem. That's how I looked at it. And then this guy came out and showed us that the MVP wasn't him, the MVP wasn't Jaylen Brown, the MVP wasn't Jason Tatum, the MVP wasn't Derek White or Drew Holiday or anybody else. The MVP was the Boston Celtics medical staff, because this brother looked big time. He looked like he hits 100%. And if that's the case, the Dallas Mavericks have no chance. This series will be over in 5. They can't beat the Boston Celtics in a best-of-7 series with a healthy Kristaps Porzingis. I don't think that's possible. I really don't. I thought he was going to be hobbled at the very least. That was not the case. That was not the case.